All right, welcome everyone. I'm so excited to have everyone here. This is the 10th anniversary for Center for Coaching Certification, and surprise, surprise, it's also the 10th anniversary or the 10th book that has come out. So Kathy Liska, CEO and founder of Center for Coaching Certification, in addition to providing fantastic training opportunities, also provides students and graduates with opportunities to get coaching jobs, learn about the business of coaching, which is fairly unique to coaching schools. And while you're all here, she works with coaches who have graduated to give them an opportunity and encourage them and walk with them as they write their own chapter about whatever it is that they want to write about and get published. So it's truly a phenomenal experience. And my name is Sarah Roberts. I am a Center for Coaching Certification graduate. I am a trainer, and I also am an author. So I wrote a chapter in Coaching Perspectives edition number 9, and it was so much fun that I suggested to Kathy that we make a party out of it. So welcome to Coaching Perspectives number 10 book launch party.
Sarah, you're on mute, and I think you're going to invite Fernando in to play the opening entertainment.
Thank you. Yes. Hopefully I wasn't on mute that entire time. Was I? No. Kathy's just messing with me. Okay. So, and she's a practical joker. So, Fernando Jones, he is a guest of Vanetta Wade. And I just want to tell you that if there's one word that could describe this creative, also known as Fernando Jones, it would be rare. He's been playing the blues on the guitar ever since he was 4 years old and is still going strong. This world-class, internationally known American bluesman, educator, and songwriter was born to loving Mississippi parents on the south side of Chicago. He's got blues in his soul. They were advocates for education and the arts. Jones is one of a few living African-American bluesmen to have a tribute album of his compositions done by a band on a different continent. Jonas Blues Band of Rome, Italy is the group. That is so cool. And he has performed his compositions from basement parties to the University of Hawaii, to the Smithsonian Institute, to the Conservatory of Music in Pescara, Italy, to nightclubs in Havana, Cuba. Please give it up a warm welcome to get us kick-started, Fernando Jones.
All right. How's everybody doing today? You can come off mute if you want.
Hey.
All right. Now I've got some tracks ready. I could even, if you all want to hear me, I had some real mellow stuff going because I thought you might want that on a Monday night. But if you want me to play a blues tune, I know I've got about 3 minutes or so. I could do that too if you want. I do have a song called Low Down, No Good Pretty Woman, if there are any low down, no good pretty women on the.
We want to hear it. Yes.
Okay, how's that volume? Is that cool? Can you hear that guitar?
Great.
Yep. All right. Can you put your hands together? All right. And if your hands don't work, I want you to pat your feet. Here we go. I go to work in the morning, baby, like a slave. I get home in the evening and you wanna rant and rave. Baby, you're no good. Low down, no friends say leave you alone, but you got it going on. Now I'm watching the little boxes. I want to see some heads moving back and forth. Oh, there you go. All right. All right. I get my check on Friday. I lay it on your table. I don't know if you're willing, but I know that you're able. Baby, you're no good. Low down, no good, pretty woman. Well, my friends say leave you alone, but you got it going on. Now, even though you are muted, when I say, oh yeah, I want you to give it back to me. Now, since I can only see you all from your heads up, if you put your hands together, clap over the top of your head so I can vibe off y'all. And somebody take a little screenshot so we can have this forever and forever, ever. All right, if I ask, are you ready? I want you to say I was born ready. Are you ready? There you go. Repeat after me. Oh, yeah. Your turn.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. Whoa, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Very good. Give yourselves a round of applause, y'all. Said I love you, baby. You know I do. But I can't let you do what you want to do. Baby, you're no good. Low down, no good, pretty woman. Here we go. Well, my friends say leave you alone, but you got it going on. All right.
Hey,
Gentlemen,
good job.
That was-
Thank you.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much.
y'all are welcome. Well, thank you for this opportunity, and y'all throw on down.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Maybe if you hang around or come back, we can have you close this out. What do you think about that?
I've got a good solid 30 minutes.
Okay, well, all right.
You all
We'll
are-
have to catch you next time.
Okay, invite me and I'll be back.
Okay, that sounds great. Book 11.
Thank
You're
you.
on. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's start by introducing some of our authors. The first author that I want to introduce is Laura Masters. Laura is a certified master coach. She lives in the beautiful Napa Valley, and she's been changing lives for more than 30 years. She started her career as a school teacher. Then she studied to become a learning specialist. She's tutored children, and she's coached their families to personal well-being. During her career, Laura developed a real passion for neuroscience, fellow geek neuroscience lover here, Laura, and how it applies to learning, teaching, and coaching. So she got together with Kathy, and they co-created an ICF accredited course on the science of positivity. Do look for that on our website. It's a wonderful class. You'll want to sign up for it. So it was natural for Laura to write a chapter to urge coaches to empower themselves and their clients with positivity. And that's just what she's did. Her inspiring passion for personal growth has led her to become an ICF accredited personal and corporate coach. She's rocking it. She owns Abundance Enterprise, which is such a cool name, specializing in personal and private coaching. Also a coach at Bravely Pro, a company hired by corporations such as Yelp and Zillow. So some big names there. Laura specializes in getting results and creating joy, health, and wellness, inspiring personal and professional growth while helping people develop abundant expansive lives. Laura, that's fantastic. Laura, please tell us about your chapter and what inspired you to write it that you want to add to this, to your introduction.
Well, thank you, first of all, for that lovely introduction. That's very complimentary. It's really wonderful to be here. Thank you, everybody who has come. And Kathy, thank you to you for this opportunity to write in your book and be a part of the legacy that you're creating with your decade of books. So I feel honored to be a part of that. So thank you for that first, and to everybody who's come and made time for this. So years ago, I started studying neuroscience, and probably 4 or 5 years ago, I started teaching classes on the science behind well-being and happiness and personal growth, and then really delving into, over the last decade, the power of positivity and positive psychology. And it just always made sense to me that, you know, there was a way of overcoming what we have as human beings, you know, our natural inclination for the negative bias that we have, which is our brains and bodies want to circulate and really ruminate over the things that could possibly harm us or be unresourceful for us or even dangerous to us. And so with that system having been built so many centuries ago, it doesn't serve us quite as well in this time that we live in, where we have, you know, so much input now from technology and social media and all of the civilization and socialization that goes on. And we can throw our bodies into overload and into stress and anxiety so quickly. And so what I learned over time is that it's really, really wonderful to have a steady practice and presence in your life of really adopting and acquiring and then mastering habits of positivity, such as just being able to meditate or breathe deeply, or you know, make sure you structure some positivity into your life so you balance out that negativity, and that you do stop to absorb and really take in the good along the way, so that it gives you all of the inner resources and the cohesiveness and the coherence that you need in your mind, body, and spirit to really create your dreams. And so I think that that's why I wrote the chapter. And what I found is that as I develop those habits, it happens around me, people develop those habits. And when I help those habits to grow in the people around me and in my clients, that everybody starts on a beautiful circular path that leads more toward authentic dreams than it does the other. And so I wrote a little poem about what coaching is for me. So I'm going to say my little poem, and then I will turn the program back to you. And I call this poem Coaching Is. Coaching is growth with someone who is your champion, who can help you see what's blocking the sunshine, what needs to be uncovered, the patterns, the habits, the beliefs, the old experience still locking and blocking your view and experience of life. Coaching is being brave with someone safe, to dare to dream and to paint a powerful picture of the life you wish to live, with details that are authentic, true, and compelling, and seep into your being as if they are already present. Coaching is partnership with someone trained to help you find your inner wisdom, values, and strengths, and who will model for you for a little while how you can trust yourself to be wise and smart, to take the right actions, to make courageous choices, and will hold you and your dreams and desires as preciously as you do, and then let go. Coaching is action with someone who can be resourceful, expansive, and impartial, who will expertly guide you in your actions beautifully, who believes in and sees all that you can do, inspires you from within, and makes your dreams appear so that you may naturally, more fully embrace every single moment and create the life and the love and the joy and success. A coach is one who helps you free that which is nestled on the inside, just waiting to manifest, waiting for expression. Coaching is compassion for future you, a building of strength and skills and habits, a building of powerful neural pathways and experiences. It's an unstoppableness that builds you up from the inside out. To be resilient, a quiet force that moves forward daily, meets life boldly, clearly, loaded with ability, love, empathy, courage, compassion, and creativity. Coaching is a gift you give yourself.
Laura, that was really beautiful. Laura, tell us the name of the chapter that you wrote.
I think I called it a fresh start or the first start. I can't, all of a sudden that's just blanking on that. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Kathy knows.
Yeah,
A
Kathy,
positive start.
a positive
A
start.
positive start. That sounds like it. And I want to mention now, and I'll mention several times throughout, these books are for sale. And you can purchase them on Lulu, and then you'll soon be able to purchase them on Amazon. So support your authors and read some good stuff. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Marie Stuppard. And Marie is from Seattle. She works in the consulting industry, and she's currently building a coaching practice focused on helping people find their own voices, especially in the workplace. Boy, we need that. Based on her personal experience, her initial program, Voice Lessons, focuses on women and is based on self-prioritization and reflection on the acceptance of traditional gender-based norms. The program is designed to help amplify that little voice and get its message across. Marie, come on up.
Hello.
Hello. So Marie, the title of your chapter,
Voice lessons.
Voice Lessons. Wonderful.
And I
And
can't
tell it-
sing for beans, so it's not about singing.
What inspired you?
Well, I think for many years in the workplace, I found myself trying to fit in, trying to find my spot, and trying to belong. And especially as a Black woman, it's doubly difficult because you're also trying to emulate the norms, if you will, and what are considered to be norms and behaviors at work. So the whole point of authenticity was something that I thought to myself, there's no way I can do that. From, spending years of straightening my hair to dressing a certain way, speaking a certain way, behaving a certain way, and never really speaking my truth or speaking for myself. And it was a journey for me. It was a journey of acceptance and quieting that voice and not wanting to make waves. And what I learned along the way is that the more you repress that voice, the louder it's going to be when you finally let it out. And the more it's going to cost you to continue to suppress that voice. So my chapter was written based on my personal experience and the experiences of other women in the workplace that I was surrounded by, who were facing the same issues and didn't know quite how to have that voice come out. Now, growing up, I grew up in New York City, and I was very vocal. I spoke my mind. I basically was in your face, if you will. My husband's laughing back there. And then as I got older, as girls, as women, sorry, men, not to exclude you, but we learned to be the quieter gender, right? To be the kinder, gentler gender. And in so doing, I think I personally went over the top and went completely the opposite direction. So for me, not being able to be that girl that I once was really detrimental. And at the end of the day, it took a toll on my health. And that was a wake-up call for me to really let that girl out, let that little girl out, and learning how to let her out. Not everything had to be a confrontation, but by the same token, confrontation is not a bad word. It's a word that many people fear unnecessarily. But if you think about it, it's actually really good for you. It's a release in a way to actually confront, whether it's your fears or your worst enemy or your persecutor at work, whoever it might be. So those were the things that were the impetus for my chapter.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your vulnerability, your authenticity, and for letting your voice be heard.
Thank you.
Congratulations on being a published author. Wonderful.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
So for our next little piece here, I want to bring up this really fun fashion show video. One of our authors, let's see here. Okay. Yep. All right. One of our authors, Delby Breas, is also a fashion designer. And so I want to share the this video that she did here. Let me get this. And it's not pulling up. There we go. All right. Okay, everyone see this beautiful, okay, this beautifulness?
And Sarah, go ahead and select to share your sound on your computer too.
I'm sorry. Select,
To share the sound.
okay. So it's not sharing, all righty.
Yeah, in Zoom, you have to, it's an extra option to share your sound.
Okay, let's see here.
Sarah, when you go out and you go back out and come back in, and down on the bottom left, it's going to say share sound.
Okay. Good,
So stop share and then start again.
okay. Okay, guys, thank you for your patience. All right, so.
Anybody that knows me knows that my husband, who is on, says technology is great, except when it's not.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
Ryan
so let
McCarthy.
me,
Sarah, when you click on the share screen, it pulls up all your different screens you can share. In the lower left corner, you can click a box that says share sound.
okay. Yep, and I'm not seeing that. Okay. Well,
You want, otherwise I can share it if you want.
yeah, that might be good. I can
play
share it. I just I'm not seeing the box for the sound, so that's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello everybody, this is Delby Bregas and I'm super excited to share with you my Kapit Kamay collection. In English, it means hand in hand. And what makes this collection special are the women behind it. The hand weavers, the embroiderers, the beaders, and the local artisans who help make the dream a reality. So for me, this sends a message of community, of human connection, and that we are all stronger together. So during these challenging times, I hope that I could give a dose of inspiration and a gentle reminder that we are all stronger together.
Wow. That was really beautiful. You could see the comments coming through there. Jane loves the purple power dress. Just lovely, lovely garments. So Delby's an image and branding consultant, an international speaker, a creative entrepreneur, and the author of the personal branding book, The Purple Pig Wears Red Lipstick. That is so cool. She's the president of the North Road Image and Fashion Group, a corporation that specializes in corporate and personal image consultancy, coaching, and fashion design, multi-talented. And as she mentioned in her video, pivoting due to the global pandemic, Delby's taken her expertise online and founded Reinvent You, a platform offering online learning and coaching in the areas of image strategy, personal branding, and people skills. Fantastic. Delby, what do you want to add to what we just saw and to your introduction?
Yeah, hi, hello everybody. It's been super to be part of this book, and quite frankly, at a time when there's a lot of challenges when it comes to race, I think this group sends a message of inclusivity, especially coming from a developing country so far away from where most of you are. So, you know, I think this is a way of raising our voices to make a positive contribution to the world. And also, regarding inspiration, I've always been inspired by what makes people click, what makes people transform, the motivations, etc. And I would ask myself, being behind the scenes of fashion shows, why are there certain people, certain models who, when they walk in, they look really, really ordinary? You wouldn't really take a second glance, but what makes them spark up and like burn the runway? So that's why I ended up being attracted to the topic of transformation and personal branding, and you know, moving forward and going to the next level. So thank you so much, everybody. Love to be with you.
Thank you so much. That was really fantastic. Such beautiful work. Okay. Callie Richardson is a career and life coach, a certified mediator, and an HR professional. She chose the field of coaching after realizing that she spent much of her professional life coaching and advising people who came to her for advice. It was what really came naturally to her, and people gravitated toward her. Prior to coaching, Callie spent 5 years in the counseling profession and 17 years in the field of human resources. Coaching was the natural next step in her calling of helping others. As coaching professional, Callie helps others shift gears and move to the next level of their lives, which she believes is always attainable. Callie, thank you. Callie, tell us about the title of your chapter.
I'm not seeing that she's here. We expect
Oh,
her.
she's
I
not
hope everything's
here.
okay. I am not seeing Callie here.
Oh, doggone. All right. Well, if she comes back in, alert me and we'll circle back to her. Kathy, what is the name of the chapter that Callie wrote?
Callie's chapter is called The Path to Purpose.
Ah, that sounds like a perfect name for a chapter for an HR professional helping people shift gears. That's wonderful. Okay. How about Roxanne? Roxanne, are you in the house? Oh, Roxanne's there. I see her puppet. Okay, wonderful. So Roxanne Ostlin, from the land of many happy returns, we're going to introduce Roxanne. Roxanne is a certified public accountant and entrepreneurial coach with a puppet. She's a bit of a deviant as an accountant, preferring to help create new business ideas and outside of the box innovation, new opportunities to stimulate profits for others. She's taught continuing education to other CPAs through the US and has written tax manuals and published 2 books on money management. She has been an adjunct accounting instructor for local colleges. And Roxanne incorporates cartoons and humor into her publications and hopes to follow the course of her favorite Charles Dickens quote, "No one is useless in this world who lightens the burden of it for another." Wonderful. Roxanne, introduce us to your friend. Oh, you're on mute.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm not a techie. My husband was standing there. How'd I unmute? So
I'm not a techie either.
yes. So I have unmuted. Is it time for my entertainment?
It is time for your entertainment.
Okay, first I must apologize to Fernando if he's still around. and the other people that seem to be very professional.
I'm here.
Who knew that that's how it was going to be? Okay. When
So-
I just picked out my plan, I asked my coach, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what they said to me. Oh, hurrah, hurrah. Whatever you plan can be. The result is ours to see. Oh, hurrah, hurrah. What you plan can be. Since I have just planned anew, I asked my coach, what should I try? Should I paint pictures? Should I sing songs? Here's what his wise reply. Oh, hurrah, hurrah. Whatever you plan can be. The result is ours to see. Oh, hurrah, hurrah, what you plan can be. When I rejoiced and found my coach, I asked my coach, what lies ahead? Will we have rainbows day after day? Guess what my coach did say? Oh, hurrah, hurrah, whatever you plan can be. The result is ours to see. Oh, hurrah, hurrah, what you plan can be.
Wow, that was fantastic. I think you could take that on the road.
Yeah, I probably should take it on the road.
See if Fernando needs an opening act.
Yeah.
That is so wonderful. Roxanne, what's your friend's name there?
This is Dreamer.
Dreamer. Beautiful.
Dreamer.
Very, very nice. Love it. Tell us a bit about the inspiration for your chapter and the name of your chapter.
The name of my chapter is Creating and Implementing a Dream. And the inspiration for me was the situation many people are in now is not unusual for any business, because businesses always have challenges. This may be a particularly bad challenge time for some businesses, but all businesses have challenges. And so my chapter is based on creating and implementing a dream. I have questions that inspire dreaming, questions to overcome obstacles, because as I point out, that's one thing you never have to worry about. There'll be plenty of people to tell you why your dream won't work. And so we have solutions to that, a path to achievement, a methodology for achievement, because you got to have a method, and then a blueprint for success. And then, woo, you got your completed dream.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful. Kathy Liska is a haiku poet. And all these years, I did not know it. That's not haiku. She told me how to do it, and I still can't remember. Kathy, will you please read your haiku?
Okay, so I put a book out way before even starting the Center for Coaching Certification, and I went through and picked a few. Not knowing how many of you are familiar with haiku, how many of you know what a haiku poem is? Looks like about half. So I'm going to very quickly explain it because it's really important to how it works. The first line is 5 syllables. The second line is 7 syllables. And the third line is 5 syllables. The first 2 lines give a message. And the third line ties that message to something in the natural world. So a few of the poems that I wrote in this book. Life is happier when shared with close friends who care. Bright colors shine. Another one. Friends are family, giving life meaning and joy. Sunbeams shine through clouds. And I did poems that were on different topics. So one that is really related to work. Good morning to you. Work is life's contribution, building a warm nest. And it's so fun, I thought, for us as coaches. Another one, same concept for us as coaches. Life is yours to make. It happens because of you. Feeling the sun's warmth.
Beautiful.
Each day, ask yourself, how have I served another? Your life, a season. And then a closing one, the meaning of life. It is so simple, really. Different seasons.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kathy. Kathy is incredibly talented. And I still marvel at how she has so many different balls in the air and projects that she manages, and she manages them beautifully. And so Kathy is not only the CEO and founder of Center for Coaching Certification, she also produced the guide from the side. And for those of you who are graduates, you'll see that there's some games on your Coach Graduate login that are a lot of fun. Kathy is a certified master coach. She's a master certified coach, which you all know is the coup de grace of ICF, International Coaching Federation, requiring over 2,500 coaching hours. And of course, demonstration of coaching excellence. She is, she's also still, well, I don't want to say still, she is a certified coach trainer who, among many other things, running the show, she also delivers the programs. And she's recognized internationally. And I know this for a fact because I've been at a ICF conference with her when people came up from different countries and sought her out. She is also a trainer. She is a fantastic trainer. She is well-versed in conflict management and facilitation, and actually created the STOP model, which is very cool. You'll remember that from the Certified Professional Coach class. Kathy is a sought-after person, trainer, coach, drawing on 30 years of expertise in business ownership and management. and she uses that to help others. She does certify others to coach her ICF approved coach training programs, and she provides mentor coaching for those seeking a credential with ICF. And those of you who have taken the mentor coach class and had Kathy as your mentor, you know that she's with you 100% of the way to make sure and guide you to success. Really, the summary, probably the opening line could simply be that her personal mission statement is people. Kathy's known for her positive attitude and inspiring success in others, plus training and coaching that empowers others to achieve the results they desire. So, wow, Kathy, happy anniversary. This is really phenomenal. So glad to have stumbled upon Center for Coaching certification, as are all of these other wonderful people here that are here today. And it looks like your haiku book is selling on Amazon already, Kathy, or again, it's selling again.
Yeah.
So that is
Out there
so
a long
cool. Yeah. So not only is Kathy an author, but she aspires to help others become published authors as well. Fantastic. Okay. Kathy, you wrote a chapter.
Yes,
What did you write? What's the title?
the chapter is called Doing Good.
Hmm.
And if you all remember, ICF updated the Code of Ethics, and number 28 now talks about doing good. And I equate that to social justice because, well, and of course, as we all know, this has come more and more to the forefront in the coaching space. So for several years now, there have been a lot of conferences on this. You may have seen years ago, ACTO came out with a stand around social justice. And I chaired the committee where we updated the Code of Ethics with an idea to an eye towards social justice. Now ICF also has their statement. As a matter of fact, next week, I have the privilege of, with the ethics community of practice, we're doing a webinar called Embedding Diversity at ICF. I'm super excited about that. We've done some free programs. Hopefully some of you have seen the Ethics of Diversity. It's on our YouTube channel. And just like I got to geek out with Laura on the science of positivity, I also got to geek out, and we have submitted a program. We're waiting on ICF approval on diversity and equity in coaching. So the concept behind the chapter of Doing Good is this. So many times I talk to coaches of all different races, genders, identities, etc. And the question is, what can I do? I'm one little old person. How can I possibly make a difference? And the intent behind the chapter of Doing Good is to explore how any one person can make a difference and what each one of us can do, because ethically and morally it's the right thing, and we're called upon to do that. So that's the focus of the chapter.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm definitely going to get my book on Lulu and soon to be Amazon, and I encourage you to do the same. Wonderful. Okay, my beautiful friend Elisa Atkinson McDonald. She's fulfilling her God-given life purpose of helping others to achieve their success every day. Another very busy woman with executive leadership experience, extensive professional coaching, training, and a lot of heart and soul. She naturally inspires clients to become aware of expanded perspectives, insights, options, abilities, and resources for creating strategic action plans and tackle their most important priorities. Elisa's unique experience as an executive leader, along with her expertise and her mindset as a certified master coach and entrepreneurial spirit as a business owner and passion to help others grow, makes Elisa a phenomenal coach. She founded her company, Renew Your Perspective, to reach diverse clients around the world. Elisa's coaching approach is to co-create and partner in a collaborative discovery process, and she holds her clients accountable while activating their greatest potential in top strengths for them to achieve breakthrough results and a long lasting impact. Elisa, tell us what the title of your chapter and the inspiration.
Yes, thank you so much, Sarah. It's so good to see you. It is Dancing in the Moment. And I don't know if you're ready to tee up the video or not. If you
I'm going to give it a try.
want to do that, as you do that, I'll say a little bit about it. My father, who dearly loved, passed away many years ago. My brother's also on this Zoom call as well as my children. And they know he would pull out the camera at any minute, and pretty much every significant moment of my life was documented through reel-to-reel tape. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but that can tell you it was back in the day. And he would especially take video of times, very happy times, family times, when we were all together, and we would dance. And I was very introverted, very, very shy. I know many on the call can't believe that, but Pan is laughing. I was very shy and very introverted. So dancing to me was a way to really release and express myself. And in fact, my mother was a dance instructor in high school. And you know, it was just a way for us to have fun. So as a young child, I remember freely dancing with my family and my friends to express myself. And this is just a little bit of a clip that back when I was 5 years old that I'll share with you guys. Okay.
That is so much fun, Elisa. You can just see the joy, the determination with you dancing with your cowboy. It looks like a cowgirl outfit, and the sheer joy that you bring to others.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It was back in the day, of course, late 60s. I'll go ahead and expose my wisdom here. So it was a little choppy, but yes, you're exactly right. It was a way to really express my joy and freedom, I would say, and very fun at the time to release my inner self. I feel like dancing in the moment is the soul of the client-coach conversation. It really is the heartbeat. And a great coach will use skill and muscle memory while creating space for the client to just easily work through their thoughts and their plans, and then ultimately their actions by asking powerful questions and co-creating that plan, developing a trust and partnership, and identifying accountability methods for them to be successful, and then authentically taking them through a journey where they become very aware, and also that they are experiencing some self-discovery towards moving forward. And so gaining deep insights and clearly understanding goals and priorities then result in those important steps that they'll take towards their success. And it's all about them. As coaches, we remove ourselves and we actively listen to evoke that awareness and get to that action planning. So the chapter, Dancing in the Moment, and I must say my daughter, who's on the call as well, I have to call her out, told me to not call it Dance Like No One Is Looking, because we want them to see us. We want to dance as if we are in the moment. And that was a little too cliche-ish. So I went with dancing with the moment. But what exactly does that mean, to dance in the moment? And you hit it on the head there, Sarah. It's dancing brings joy. It brings almost understanding of your own internal expression of how you want to be and how you want to move forward. It's unique in terms of mindful movements that allow you to have a rhythmic beat that becomes synchronous with the music that may be playing in your head, maybe playing in the background. And dancing in the moment not only recognizes your own rhythm, but most importantly, it recognizes the client's rhythm and supports, their moving forward. So the chapter, and there's a lot more to it, but the chapter focused on 5 areas: rhythm, timing, tempo, genre, and tone. And just briefly, rhythm was about coaches being observant and being flexible and nimble. Timing is that exact timing where the coaches will hit that bullseye and all of a sudden the client will say, aha, and it's that exact timing. And then tempo is a little different than timing. It's actually consistent in terms of the beat and the background to really give structure to the music and to the dance. And genre, of course, there are many types of genres. I mean, everybody's different. And that's the beauty of coaching, is really tapping into the beauty of everyone and understanding how everyone really does tick and they understand how they tick in order to move forward. And then tone, last but not least, is of course the way we express and take on the musical notes, I'll call it, the background tune, the personal song that you're hearing and dancing in the moment. So it's interesting because the PCC cohort that I just finished up last year, the training for it anyway, we used to talk about dancing in the moment. And that's when the idea sparked was, what does that really mean? And how do I relate that to who I am? And therefore the chapter was born as a result of the work that I was doing and able to expand on it more. So dancing and coaching, it's an art. I'm finding that out more and more as I continue to learn that coaching is not easy. It is something where it may be very awkward for a while before you get into the step and the synchronization and the cadence that you are comfortable with, as well as the client being able to express themselves in a way that they're comfortable. And it's really dynamic. And so it's, for me, something that, again, is the soul of the conversation between the client and the coach.
Thank you so much, Elisa. That was beautiful. So I want to pay tribute to an individual who isn't here because he's in Europe, Nick Kelpie. And Nick was actually a student of mine. So this is so cool to see that he wrote a chapter for the book. He's an executive coach, and he draws from 30 years of experience in Europe and America, serving the global compliance and reporting needs of tech giants in Silicon Valley. At Drawn to Coaching, Nick works with corporations, executives, and corporate professionals across all industries so that new leaders hit the ground running and accelerate their contribution to the business's bottom line. Nick is a strategic partner and sounding board for individuals and teams who want to explore career perspectives and bring focus, accountability, and motivation into their professional lives. So we're sorry that Nick is not able to join us. It's, what is it, Kathy? It's the middle of the night for him. It would be the middle of the night for him. So we decided to let him sleep. What's the title and topic of Nick's chapter, Kathy?
So Nick's chapter is Transitioning as a New Executive. an area of specialization from his experience going through that transition, and then serving others as a coach doing that.
Wonderful. Terrific. Let's see here. Naomi Clark Turner. Naomi, you're in the house. I see you. Yes, you are. Okay, good. She's passionate about group coaching and wants to make it available to people throughout their careers, from graduates to retirees, with a goal of creating greater equity, diversity, and inclusion in the workplace and beyond. Her chapter, The Power of Group Coaching in Coaching Perspectives 10, covers her journey as she discovered the joys of becoming a group coach and how her programs created deep, trusting relationships and a sense of camaraderie with the women she worked with during this difficult period of our lives, the pandemic. Naomi has since become a co-founder of the In It Together coaching collaboration, partnering with and working alongside other group coaches who are equally convinced of the power of group coaching. Wonderful. Naomi, tell us the inspiration or whatever you want to add to that introduction.
Thank you, Sarah. So firstly, I want to thank both the folks that went through that group coaching training journey in the CMC that are here today. So Denise, Laura, Jen, lovely to have you here. And I can't see them because they're on the other screen mostly, but I know there's a whole bunch of my In It Together colleagues and also one of the other authors in this book who you'll be introduced to soon are here tonight. So it's really a thrill that we're all together here. And the inspiration for my chapter, which is The Power of Group Coaching, really came, started with Kathy's, brilliant CMC program, which really introduced me to the idea of group coaching. And it hadn't really struck me before that this was even an option that we could pursue. I knew about team coaching and obviously individual coaching, but group coaching was something new for me. And I really liked the idea of that. And after I had completed that program, one of my colleagues on the In It Together coaching team, who actually works with Kathy, Ruth Pierce, invited me to be a guest coach for some group coaching that she was doing. And I just loved it. It was just an amazing experience, really powerful. And I basically said, okay, if you're going to do any more of that, invite me along. I'd love to be involved. And that's exactly what happened. So she did eventually do that. But last year was a particularly special time, I think, for me in terms of thinking about how group coaching could really benefit and help others. So I had started out the year working with a nonprofit organization, Healthcare Businesswomen's Association. My former career was in the pharmaceutical industry, and I really wanted to give back. And I started working with this group of women that were clearly isolated, anxious, alone, struggling to look after their kids, work full time, and really not sure how they were going to cope. And as I was talking with them and we had regular meetings, I just suggested, well, how would you like to participate in a program? I can take a whole bunch of you and we can do some group coaching together. And I picked the topic of resilience. And so I created a 6-week or 6-session rather program over 6 weeks, which these women then went through with me, and I invited a whole bunch of them to join, and 13 took me up on the offer. And those 13 women stuck with me through those 6 weeks, and they were not paying me. So they really had no skin in the game other than just wanting to be there for what it offered them. And at the end of that program, they said, this was so fantastic. It seems terrible we're not carrying on. So I said, okay, well, what can we do next? And they gave me a whole bunch of suggestions on things that we could do. And so I then went on to create a second program, 8-week program on leadership. And 7 of the ladies joined me on that. And for that one, I actually did do my first charging for a program, but they paid for it and took it because they had enjoyed the first one so much. And it was just a joy being involved with that and seeing those programs through. And so that really had, it made me feel so good. And then Ruth came back again and said, you know, join the In It Together group. So it's been a fabulous journey. So I do have a short poem. Is it okay if I read that, Sarah?
Yeah, I was going to ask you to do that.
Okay, so this is really.
Oh, you went on mute.
It's my favorite poem, and I look at it a little differently now. I originally read it from the context of myself and thinking about, you know, how I am with others. And then I really thought about it in the context of all of our clients. So please think about that as I read the words and think through this from the perspective of a client. It's a W.B. Yeats poem, so some of you may know it. It's called He Wishes for the Cloths of Heaven. Had I the heavens embroidered cloths enwrought with golden and silver light, the blue and the dim and the dark cloths of night and light and the half light, I would spread the cloths under your feet. But I, being poor, have only my dreams. I have spread my dreams under your feet. Tread softly, because you tread on my dreams. Thank you.
That's lovely. Naomi, you're getting a lot of, wow, you're a brilliant leader. Blessed to have been a reviewer of your chapter. Fantastic. And also acknowledgement of what a beautiful gift those 13 women received. So the power of group coaching, team coaching, just the power of coaching. Fantastic. Thank you so much. All right. So, Jane McCarthy, also from our PCC group, is a certified transformation coach for life and business and chief brainstormer and lover of everything purple at Jane Storm. She's results-oriented, creative, and insightful, and she's a certified executive coach specialist as well. Jane's 30 years of experience in Verizon marketing, loyalty programming, and customer service has served as her foundation for transformational coaching, workshop facilitation, and public speaking. Jane Storm's mission is to clear your mind clutter. She empowers her clients by using the 6 C's, which stand for confidence, client focus, curiosity, clarity, commitment, and client feedback, plus the bonus, number 7, celebration. So, Jane, tell us the title of your chapter and the inspiration.
Hey, Kathy, can I ask you to take everybody off of mute for a minute?
Each person controls their own mute button. So for all of you in your lower left corner of your screen, there's a picture of a microphone. Just click on it and it'll unmute you. And then when Jane's done, please mute yourself again.
So when I was working in corporate America for 30 years, I worked for the American Cancer Society as a volunteer. And that's where my purple power came in. And Delby, that's where I really learned about purple power. And I used to go into all the schools and talk to the kids about cancer and get them to learn about it. And one of the things I would do is I would chant to them. So I'm going to chant with you now. When I say Jane, you say Storm. Jane!
Storm!
Jane!
Storm!
Storm.
Thank you. So, Jane Storm, what the hell does it mean? One of my friends that's on here tonight asked, Jane Storm, how did that even begin? I worked with a company called Kobe Marketing in St. Petersburg, Florida. I ran the loyalty program for Verizon for 18 years. And I showed up in Kobe Marketing one day 4 years ago, and I walked into their creative department, and there was a huge sign on the wall, and it said Jane Storm. And I was like, what is that? And they said, Jane, when you show up, we don't brainstorm, we Jane Storm. You connect people with ideas better than anybody we've ever known in our lives. Fast forward 3 years, 2018, I am driving from one call center to another after teaching my loyalty program to salespeople. And I'm like, oh my God, it's 30 years I'm leaving Verizon. What am I going to do? And it hit me. Jane Storm. My mom, who is on here today, said I came out of the womb and all I cared about were people and ideas. I'm like, I'm going to do something. And in January of 2019, after taking a wonderful package from Verizon, I was looking at coaching and found this witch, good witch of the world, who is doing good in the world, Kathy Liska from the Center for Coaching Certification. And I went for my first certification. Then I got involved with another bunch of things, and she kept, it was always there. And she asked me if I wanted to do some work with her. And I said no, and I kept pushing it off. And last year in January of 2020, it was January 16th, I called her and I said, Kathy, I'd love for you to coach me. And she said, I don't want to coach you, I want to teach you. I'm starting a cohort of coaches around the country, and I want you to become a certified professional coach. And I'd like you to get your PCC accreditation. Who knew that that firestorm of hell and inspiration and love and capacity during COVID was going to be the saving grace for the 9 of us? Many of my cohort is on today, and many of the people that have inspired me in my journey are here today. And it made me wonder then I got into writing a book because Elisa was going to write a book and we're soul sisters. She was going to do a chapter and Kathy's like, okay, we're going to do this. So I said, okay, what am I going to write about? And I'm like, oh, the 6 C's of transformational coaching, not about cookies. I'm going to write about confidence and client focus and curiosity and clarity and commitment and client feedback. And of course, then I brought Sarah along because we had to have a celebration. So of course we have celebrating. And, the chapter is really about what we've learned is that there's so much holding us back in life. And we have to figure out what we want, and we have to help others figure out how they're going to map out their future. And if I've learned anything this year, it's stay in your own lane, Jane, and just listen, Jane, and dancing in the moment. And, it's been an inspiration and a wonderful experience to realize how important it is to be a coach and how impactful we all are in people's lives. And the 3 favorite words that I have when I'm coaching are wow, aha, and yay when they get it. Because there's nothing like that moment when people light up and they've made a difference in their own life and they've transformed. I'd like to leave you with, it's funny, if you know me, you know my mother. If you know me, you know my husband. If you know me, you know my family and you know my friends. And my mom is on today, Peg Buckley, and she is an 85-year-old shaman. And my cohort and Kathy Liska heard about her every single week during the pandemic. And in December, Peg Buckley was diagnosed with cancer, and she is going through chemo right now, and she is a warrior, and she is amazing. And you want to talk about a woman with positive outlook. So I will leave you with a poem that she wrote in 1997 that she actually recorded, and it's on my Facebook page, so you can hear her saying it. but I'd like to do this as a tribute to my mom and for all of us out there that are trying to be. Being. When I grow up, I want to be a verb. Create, dance, fly, dream. Drum, enchant, bless. Forgive, heal, chant, grow. Write, listen, initiate. Write sentences. Initiate connections. Dream phrases. Create moments. Drum heartbeats. Chant thanksgiving. Heal pain. Dance the earth. Enchant listeners. Bless life. Fly and forgive. Grow peace.
So beautiful. Thank you, Jane. Yeah, you got to read the love coming in on chat. Really lovely. Thank you.
Awesome. And the really good news is Jane and Elisa and some of the others now are working with the Center for Coaching Certification and placing coaches in opportunities. So if you haven't sent Jane your bio yet, do it, because she's looking to place a dozen coaches with, and Mindy's over here going, yes. Mindy works at the Federal Reserve Bank and has 12 clients for Jane to get coaches for. So fabulous opportunity.
Yeah, another Kathy Liska special. So yeah, just keeps on giving to the coaching community. Do get yourself, send in your bio and let us know if your interest in being placed, because there's more coming. There's more where that came from. Awesome. Okay. So Alan Elmore. Tenacity is defined as the quality or fact of being determined. And our next author, Alan Elmore, is a certified coach determined to help figure it out. A lifelong helper, Alan has always enjoyed providing encouragement, support, and honest feedback to others in order to help them live their best lives and be their best selves, bringing out the best in others. In addition to being a seasoned and ATD certified training professional with a master's degree in training and development, Alan recently earned his CPC and CMC certifications from the Center for Coaching Certification. He started his own coaching practice, Tenacious Coaching, specializing in career, financial, and life coaching. In his chapter, Training Ain't Coaching, boy, I love that, Alan describes the differences in training and coaching, the challenges involved in moving from trainer to coach, and offers guidance to other training professionals looking to make the transition or add coaching to their skill set. Alan is a native of LA. He loves spending time with family and friends, being in the kitchen and garden. He's a die-hard LA Lakers fan, Rams fan, and Dodgers fan. Alan, so good to have you on here. So Training Ain't Coaching. Tell us a little bit more about your inspiration and anything else that you want to add.
All right. Well, thank you, Sarah. Before I get started, I just want to say I get to follow up behind a blues guitarist, a fashionista, a puppeteer, a couple poets, and then also Jane Storm. All kidding aside, I'm really excited about being here tonight. You know, this is something that I never imagined in my wildest dreams when I started down this journey of coaching. My arrival here was organic. I finished up the CMC, as you said, and the CPC, and got an email from Kathy about the book and jumped at it, and then realized, like, what in the world am I going to write about? And then after giving it some thought, I thought about, during that experience with the CPC, the practicum in particular, the facilitator, Ruth, always giving me a, you know, albeit virtual nudge about, Alan, what are you doing right now? And I would always be like, I'm training, Ruth, I'm training. But what you have to remember is that I've got 20 plus years of training experience. So it's what I've known, right? And I've walked into the class really a little cocky, to be honest with you, feeling like, oh, I've got 20 years of experience in training. I've got my master's degree in training and development. You know, this will be a piece of cake, no problem at all. Got in there and realized that indeed it is, it is different. It's a different skill set. With that being said, that was my genesis for the chapter in the book. Back when I was earning my stripes as a trainer, I read a book called Telling Ain't Training, where the authors talked about just because you're able to tell someone something doesn't mean you're able to train them on something. So I thought about it and thought about, in actuality, training and coaching, right? Just because I can train doesn't necessarily mean I can coach. And the experience with the CMC and the CPC has been wonderful in helping me get my wings, helping me get comfortable, helping me understand the difference between training and coaching. And I have a 14-year-old boy. Everything somehow ties back to sports with me. I have a 14-year-old boy who played basketball at our local park. And as I was thinking through the chapter, I realized that a lot of what I used initially when he was younger, dribbling the basketball, how to shoot a jump shot, all of those things were actually me training him and his teammates. And it wasn't until the training took place that the coaching could then take place, that I became a coach, that we're able to strategize and do many of the things that we do with our clients currently. So I tie and weave in there a lot of my experiences with my son, who I adore, and who, by the way, has got a pretty wicked jump shot now. And it's just been like really exciting to think about where I started and where I am now with my coaching. And I can't imagine doing anything else right now. I want to thank Kathy for creating this opportunity. I want to thank Ruth for, again, playfully nudging me along and getting me to the point where I'm at. I want to thank all the fellow authors on the call here today. I got a chance to read through some of your chapters, and I'm really excited to get the book and, you know, have a physical hard copy of it. I want to thank my IIT family. We're all in it together. And most importantly, and lastly, I want to thank my immediate family because, you know, as I was going through it, my wife had to hear about my different experiences of what I did or didn't do correctly and what I was learning, along with my son. And it's because of their support and love that I'm able to do what I do. So I thank you guys all for your time and look forward to the rest of the evening.
Thank you so much, Alan. And so I'm going to play a little song here, and then we'll have, I'll introduce you to Vanetta. And then I heard a rumor that Fernando is back in the house. So let me get this queued up for you. And I believe I found the button that I need to have. This is a song called Let It Rain by Maggie Hayes. And this is Karen, I'm blanking on her name. Jane, help me out.
Yes, this is my friend Karen Trendell. And it's
Thank you.
interesting. She is someone that didn't really have a lot of confidence. And she was, you know, it took her until this past year, to actually get up the courage to do something on, you know, Zoom. You'll hear her voice. It's powerful, and I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, and I hope you hear it.
No.
No. Huh, I hit the little thingy.
Do you want me to share it?
What's that?
Do you want me to share it? I've got it ready to go. We can't,
You can't hear
yours.
it. Okay. Are you able to pull it up?
I
Okay,
can.
excellent. Yeah, I hit the little doodad, but you know, I'm not a techie. was wonderful. And we have another poet in the house. We have Lisa Ferry, a friend of Jane Storm, also known as Jane McCarthy, but Jane Storm. And she has a spell, I understand it's called a spell, called Rise. So Lisa, please take it away.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Sorry, I'm all teared up already over our friend Karen's song. So, and I apologize in advance. I will cry when I speak this. So I hope it resonates. I let go of doubt and fear and the sadness that it brings, sending love and light and gratitude for all the many things that lift us up as one, like laughter, music, loving kindness. With open hearts and open minds, I trust humanity to find this spirit of community for the good of all. For help in this endeavor, upon full moon I call. Smile down upon us gently here on Mother Earth. Support us in this trying time of destruction and rebirth. Remind us to have faith and to reflect upon our choices. And like the phoenix, we will rise with peaceful hearts and joyful voices.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lisa. Wonderful. So the 12th author of Coaching Perspectives Edition Volume 10 is Vonetta.
Sarah, I think the music is playing on your computer. Okay, Sarah, you're on mute.
It's putting me on mute. That's interesting. I'm going to take that as a sign. Her coaching niche is includes parent-child relationships, mindfulness, and life purpose. Vonetta is a dynamic speaker and author of Proceed Through the Uncomfortable, 52 mindful journal reminders to inspire you on your journey, where she shares her journey from being a struggling teen mom to experiencing a successful career in corporate America. Vonetta is a servant leader and effective change agent. She's transparent and passionate about helping others overcome the obstacles she has overcome. Vonetta, tell us the title of your chapter and the inspiration for it.
All right. Hello, everyone. I too want to thank Kathy for the opportunity to be a coach author in her 10th book. So thank you for that. And also want to thank the other authors, as Alan did, for providing feedback to me. And I had the opportunity to provide feedback to them as well. So that was a good experience. So thank you guys for that. The chapter of my book was how coaching and therapy can enhance parent-child relationships, but it was too long. It didn't fit on the book. So it was changed to enhance parent-child relationships. The reason why I wrote that particular chapter or that story is because I wanted to share my story. Parenting was one of the biggest challenges that I had to face, as well as accomplishments. So in the book, I kind of just talk about understanding the parent-child relationship or conflict, which is common. And it's even worse when you're dealing with like generational trauma, which is what I experienced. So I talk about my relationship with my mom, how at the age of 12, she lost her mom. So shortly after that, she became a mom. She really didn't have support. So it was all this trauma that happened and that was passed down to us. And so when I had my child, it was the same thing. It was the trauma behaviors, the coping behaviors from trauma that caused me to pass it down to my daughter as well. So it was a challenge. It was really, really hard, and we eventually overcame it. So I talk about that in the book. I talk about, first of all, like what is coaching, what is therapy, because those are the things that help me to overcome and to help us to get to the other side of all of that trauma and all of the conflict and all of the things that we experience. So I talk about, what is coaching, what is therapy, what is the difference. I also talk about just kind of give more details on the struggle with my mom, on the struggle with my daughter, and then also how my daughter and I actually helped another parent and child, a client of mine. She came to me, she was telling me about the struggle she was dealing with her child. And I'm like, oh, sounds familiar. And she also had some other things about, wanting to change her career and things like that. So I just told her, I'm like, maybe my daughter and I can coach you for this whole, parenting thing, because I think that we can provide insight. At this point, my daughter was a therapist. So she, we made it through. She graduated from, college, got her master's in social work. So we were going to counsel or kind of coach and counsel them. So I'm the coach and she's a therapist. So we pretty much help them understand, or help the mom understand what it is that she was actually dealing with. So it's just not the conflict from your child. You have this generational trauma that you're experiencing as well. So I was able to shine a light on what she was going through because of what I experienced and how I overcame it. And that's pretty much what I talk about in the book, understanding that sometimes a client may need coaching. Sometimes they may need therapy. So it's really understanding what is best for that client to understand what to provide to that client. So I talk about if it was just me coaching her, I may not have gotten to the bottom, and we included her daughter as well. So it was the four of us. So I probably wouldn't have gotten to the bottom of what was really going on below the surface of the conflict. And because my daughter was able to provide like exercises, from her therapy experience or her training and things like that, we were able to get to the bottom of it. And years later, I spoke to her. This was like a couple of years ago. They're doing well. So I was happy to know that we made an impact. So, so basically it's just understanding what's best for the client, me sharing my story. And I want to help other people just, when you're on the outside and you're able to read someone else's story, you're able to gain a little more insight. So that's what I wrote about. So thank you guys.
Wow, that's really beautiful and powerful, and a great way of demonstrating doing good.
Thank you.
So beautiful. So I want to just say thank you to everyone. And Fernando, please hang on and play us something, please, after this. But I want to say thank you. I want to say congratulations to all of you, and keep on writing, keep on singing, keep on dancing, keep on coaching, keep doing good, and keep connected. So thank you all very much. Fernando, take us away, please.
And thank you, Sarah, for hosting tonight's event.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
I'm going to cue up my track.
Okay.
I'm going to play along. So give me just 2
And while
seconds.
he's doing that, congratulations, all of you. Way to go.
So much fun. Amazon, Lulu.
Kathy, when will the book be available on Amazon?
We are working on the global distribution. Amazon limits how many authors can be listed. And so it's immediately available on Lulu. I put the link in the chat box. For those of you authors that want to order copies at the author's price, just contact me individually because we can get it for you at the cost to print and ship it, which can save you some on copies of the book. And then if you want to share that link, it's immediately available now. So
Thank you.
yeah, and it looks, by the way, great.
It does.
Good job, everyone. That's the book. Off to you, Fernando.
Okay, all right. I hit the play button. Technology.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week. And thank you for being here and celebrating with us. Happy
Nice to meet
anniversary.
everyone.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Bye.
Great.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Take care, everyone.
Congratulations.